fighting back. Pakistan had a commanding position at the start. Nicely played. Harry Brook is a serious talent with a massive future in the game. What a 100 that is. This might be out. This might be out. It's given. Oh, what a Jaffa. What an absolute Jaffa. Off stump, halfway up. And that's 2 in 2 Robinson has done for Barber. It's nailed that stump back onto the ground. It's found its way through. Really sweetly timed. Lovely shot. Imam celebrates his 50. And he gets 50, his third 50. It's gone. A very sharp catch from Joe Root. He can't believe what he's done there.
Beautiful day here at Multan Cricket Stadium as we head into day 4 of Dafa News presents KFC Pakistan versus England Test Series. Well, just a quick reminder of how things went yesterday. Pakistan need 157 runs to win. England will be eyeing those 6 wickets. Welcome to the Inverex Solar Energy Pitchside Show, and we're into day 4 of Multan. Plenty to look forward to in this one as well. It could go either way. England will be eyeing for those wickets. Pakistan will be looking for those runs. One thing is for sure, we will get a result today. Now, I've got with me David Cover and Waqar Yunus. David, exciting prospects for the day. England and Pakistan both in with a chance.
Very much so. The way it's set up and the way it went yesterday would have been mighty encouraging for Pakistan, because they've seen how relatively innocuous this pitch is at the moment. It's not a bad pitch for batting on. Everyone expected it to get worse and worse through the course of the game. It's actually probably got no worse, maybe even in some people's books slightly better, apart from the odd few deliveries, and I do mean the odd few deliveries that have done something really special. I mean, in fact, we had, 3 of them yesterday from the pace bowlers from England, all of which took key wickets. But as Pakistan want encouragement, they need to recognise that although the task is still a difficult one, the pitch as it looks, or as it looked yesterday, isn't going to be against them.
We're talking about the conditions, Waqar. Do you think the conditions are going to play differently? I ask that because we haven't really seen extravagant turn. Yes, there have been a few balls odd here and there, but your thoughts on that?
Look, I don't think it's a pitch where you can't bat. It's normally when we saw the first day, we thought that the spin they were getting is going to get worse and worse, and it will be hard to bat on, and that hasn't been the case. And there are few deliveries we've been talking about, and they were just deliveries which cannot be played, to be very honest. It was such a good 3 deliveries they faced. So 16 overs to new balls, I think that is going to be the key. Wouldn't be much of an issue to begin with. I think Pakistan will be comfortable, but that new ball, I know England also waiting for that new ball, and once the new ball come, if Pakistan can survive that, or Pakistan can manage that new ball, I think game will be on then.
Well, the thing is, if 16 overs, a lot can happen in 16 overs. Yeah. If Pakistan bat well, then they can get enough runs to actually make the 157 that they still need look a lot less.
Yeah.
Obviously, the counter to that is England will be trying their hardest first thing to pick up a breakthrough or two and make it yet harder.
Well, obviously England will be looking to close down things earlier on before even the new ball comes on. But it'll be an interesting session. One thing is for sure. Let's head over to Arooj Mumtaz and Michael Atherton to hear their thoughts.
Expert advice brought to you by Inverex Solar Energy.
Yeah, 157 for Pakistan plays, 6 wickets for England. Athers, firstly, we continue to talk about Ben Stokes and his brilliant captaincy, because his cricketing smarts continue to impress, in particular of how he rotates his bowlers. Robinson bowled fairly late in the first innings, cleaned up Babar Azam. Similar in the second. How impressed are you with how he rotates his bowlers?
Yeah, England's strategy has worked well so far. With the bat, they've tried to score quickly to take time out of the game. And with the ball, they've rather flipped it, having the spinner's ball with the new ball. He's kept his seamers waiting until the old ball starts to swing. So Anderson yesterday, I think for the first time in his Test career, came on third change, but only needed 5 balls, of course, to get rid of Mohammad Rizwan with that beauty. Again, these kind of games in the morning where it's very finely balanced, there's a lot on the captain. And it's the kind of morning where a captain feels he can just pull a rabbit out of the hat to help his side.
And just on that, obviously 6 wickets for Stokes and his team to pick up. What do you think with this first up strategy will be when they come out to play?
I think he's going to have Leach and a seamer rotating. The seamers who bowl well with the old ball, in particular Anderson and Robinson. And then he's got that new ball available in 16 overs time, which actually may help Pakistan as well. The new ball can be the time when you score freely. But England obviously have Mark Wood as well, who's can bowl 150, 155 with that second new ball. And Leach has bowled quite nicely with the hard ball as well. I think it's marginally to England's advantage, maybe 60-40, 65-35. I certainly wouldn't discount Pakistan. They've got a slightly longer batting lineup than they had in the first test with Mohammad Nawaz, and 3 good left-handers out of the 4. There's been a slight advantage to being a left-hander here.
From where you see Pakistan, they've sort of had a massive collapse in the first innings, fell short in Rawalpindi as well. Is it a little bit of a technical insufficiency, you would say, or is it down to pure brilliance from Stokes?
I thought the pressure that England applied on that second morning, Pakistan failed to deal with that as well as they might have done. But I think what will have given them tremendous hope and heart yesterday was that partnership in the afternoon between Imam and Saud Shakil. Both played really well. It was such a shame for Imam to get out just before the close. But that kind of partnership under pressure shows that Pakistan's spirit is intact. And I think the dressing room watching on will have taken a good deal of hope from that.
And you mentioned, obviously, just before the stroke of day's play, Imam fell. Fahim Ashraf's come out now, and they go fresh start again, 157 to get. How does Pakistan play it from here to win?
I think the way that the openers set out yesterday, that balance between you don't want to be passive, you want to look to score and be assertive without taking undue risks. I mean, it's just, you know, to play at a decent tempo. Time is not an issue in the game. And they have good players, a slightly longer batting lineup. I think being left-handed here against the old ball and against Leach is a bit of an advantage. So Pakistan very much in the game.
Pakistan very much in the game, but are you still 65-35 England?
I'm 60-40, 65-35 to England.
65-35 is what Athas says. Aziz, back to you in the studio.
Expert advice brought to you by Inverex Solar Energy.
Thanks, Saruj. We've also got DG here who thinks it's going to be 60-40 and England are perhaps they've got a slight advantage because of the fact that they've also got wickets in the bag at this point of time. But Pakistan will be looking to see out this first session. It's going to be extremely crucial. Plenty to look forward to on this day 4 of at the Multan Cricket Stadium. We'll see you guys just in a bit. Back at the Inverex Solar Energy pitch-side show. Now, we saw Bazid Khan in the post-match yesterday said that he thinks that the pitch has got better for batting, barring those few deliveries that we saw tailed back and hitting those cracks. What does he think now? It's over to you, Baz.
Pitch report brought to you by Inverex Solar Energy.
157 runs for Pakistan to get 6 wickets for England to get 16 overs till that new ball. It's just set up so beautifully and perfectly, this test match. We go into what is probably the last day, well, it will be the last day, the 4th day of the test match. And yesterday we saw the wickets that the England fast bowlers got. A couple from the ones that came back in, a magnificent delivery from Anderson, and the couple that sort of came back in. Now, the issue that England will have, it's still with that new ball still an hour or so away. The issue they'll have 2 left-handers playing against them. So the ball coming back into the stumps on a pitch which is quite low, and the reversing ball, the one is more dangerous, that is angling back into the stumps, is the one that's dangerous. With left-handers and with 2 right-arm bowlers, they will have to maybe go around the wicket and angle the ball back in, but it's not the same. The angle doesn't work in your favor in terms of getting pace on that
old ball especially. So they'll have to work out how they're going to approach that. Pakistan have the advantage that they've got another left-hander to follow. So that works in Pakistan's favor. Now, how England go about dismissing them and how they use the new ball. The new ball will probably give you more in terms of pace and in terms of spin. So lots to think about. I think the pitch still is pretty good for batting. It will be pressure, but I think England will come hard in that first hour. Whoever wins that first hour, I think will win the game.
Pitch Report, brought to you by Inverex Solar Energy.
You heard it there from Baz. Whoever wins that first hour will win the game. But it's time to find out who the winner is going to be in the studio in terms of our expert predictions.
Expert Prediction, brought to you by Inverex Solar Energy.
Well, it's that time of the day when I put my guests on the spot and ask them a few hard questions. DG, I'm going to ask you about the pitch because there's been enough spoken about it, but let's talk about it a little bit more. Let's talk about it a little bit more. Do you think, Bazit made that point about Pakistan having left-handers and that being an advantage. Do you sort of agree with his thoughts?
Yeah, I think he's right, and I think that Pakistan need to believe that. What we saw in the first innings was some good players, the likes of, say, Mohammad Nawaz, just one example, who failed to make runs. Now, what they have to believe is that the pitch is good, which it is. They have to look at the ones that have done something, which is 3 balls out of hundreds, and say the odds are still in your favour as a batsman if you get the right state of mind up here. If they believe they can win, that'll get them close. You might even allow them to win. Whereas England, I think that first hour thing is quite relevant. I think a lot of clues will be given in that first hour, because if England have to wait until the new ball for their next piece of inspiration, as I said just now, there could be a lot of runs added or a number of runs added, which just make that target look a little bit more gettable.
What about you, Waqar? I mean, what's your thought on how Pakistan should be coming out today? Obviously, they can win it, but how should they go about it?
Look, they can win it, but they're going to be under pressure throughout the time, whatever we're going to have a play. It's not going to go into the fifth day. It is sort of, you've got to be really, really proactive, and any opportunity of scoring runs, I think they have to take it. They have to be a little bit more positive. If you get bogged down or if you play sort of, defensive mode, I don't think Pakistan will win. So I feel it'll be like 70-30.
Right. They should keep that positive approach. That was the expert predictions for you.
Expert Prediction, brought to you by Inverex Solar Energy.
All right. Thank you so much for your thoughts, gentlemen. I can tell you today is going to be an intriguing day's contest between England versus Pakistan. We're looking on day 4 here in Multan Cricket Stadium, and we will be joining you live shortly for all the action. So don't go anywhere.